Good evening. Today I'll show you how to teach listening. Okay, so first, what is the relationship between speaking and listening? The author Selig says that a successful listening requires certain preconditions such as attention, background, and comprehensible input. Learners should attentively listen to the speaker. That is a clear example of how speaking and listening are highly involved and they coexist to produce both skills. It is necessary for a listener to be able to hear the oral result of a speaker in order to answer back and communicate. And that is part of a micro skill such as retaining chunks or discriminating different sounds in English and a lot more. When I elaborated my class, I started with a pre-listening activity. First, I showed them a picture of a boy with their age and asked them what would they thought he was doing. Then they brainstormed the possibilities and I comment this because one of the roles of the teacher is to engage students to the language and also to guide them with activities. The activating schemata file advises to use a while listening activity once we finish the pre-listening one. When it comes to this kind of activities, teachers must be careful with the hesitation phenomena because these exercises get to have the largest length and give the students the chance of false start, repeating and vocalizing hesitations. Fill pauses. Research explains, the first one being when the student starts to elaborate an answer and stop not finishing the idea. The second, when someone is being redundant with the statement, and the last one refers to the sound that the learner uses when it comes to pausing, like So my while listening activity was a questionnaire, matching statements and recognizing and always following instructions. When teaching listening, teachers should prepare the listening material and play the audio as many times as the student needs. Obviously, this depends on the group profile. Harmer says that teachers have to be flexible and as learners not being able to be exposed to different intonations and accents, that opens the possibility of making mistakes with the prosodic features like stress, rhythm, and based on the British Council, which says that successful communication involves a full understanding of pauses, main stress, linking, and intonations. In my case, I used the next audio and it was very difficult for my students because they are not used to hear a British native speaker. And by the way, these activities should help learners distinguish literal and implied meaning, recognizing vocabulary or words pattern, and those micro skills that matches the level or difficulty of the activities. Finally, we have the post-listening exercises. That comes at the end of the lesson, and most of the activities are related to feedback. Some of them are about asking the opinions the students have about the audio and creating possible scenarios that could change the speaker's answers. But if you want to fulfill Harmer's commentary when he explains that in bottom-up processing, the listener focuses on identifying every word and then chunking them, builds a whole shared schemata. You can check it using another extensive shorts that are involving grammar. So thank you very much for your attention.